Alrighty, alrighty. Hello, hello, hello. It is that time again for the fallen. Yes, yes, it is. And I do not know why this window is over here. You need to go into that screen. Thank you. Yes, there you go. Lovely. And I need to scrunch this down a little bit. There we go. Alright. We are gonna get this rolling. So let me get stuff unmuted. Boop. Alright. So, who would like to do the recap for an inspiration?
I think I remember kind of what happened. Well, I'll start it off. So we found ourselves inside this some sort of stone conveyance that we finally figured out how to make move, and it traveled underground some distance over to the mountains, and it dropped us off right at this kind of rapid river. And our newest compatriot Raul was able to attach a rope to one side of the river, and then to the other side to a tree, so we could kind of zip line across. A couple of us ended up in the river. Um, After that, we found ourselves on the other side, and we were beset by some sort of wind creature or something, some sort of mischievous spirit, right?
Correct,
Right.
correct. Some kind of like
Okay.
air elemental or something.
Totally. And then, I just wanted to make sure that I was still being heard, whatever, because I couldn't tell. And then, we made our way deeper towards the mountain, and, on this path and whatever, and we ended up camping out and amongst this grove of trees and stuff, and, we set up watches in the night for, to guard against people coming upon us and trying to get us. And the first watch passed without incident, and the second watch was uh, Kozik, and it was Mr. Thatcher. And our curiosity got the best of us, and we were taken up into the tree by some sort of dangling vines, but we were kind of taken like into the tree itself somehow, or into another dimension, where we met some sort of fucked up spirit of vengeance who was angry at Zed for having maybe stolen something from him and made a certain bargain that wasn't, you know, the terms of which were not fulfilled. He was angry and was going to torture us to death, but we managed to escape our bonds. And there was a crazy idol, and Kozik likes to definitely interact with these idols if he can. And using the idol, it took us we were able to manipulate it, and it took us back to our campsite. And while we were gone, there was some sort of army of rats that kind of came and fucked with everybody's stuff, but eventually they went away. And that's all I have.
Best quote of the night so far. Fucked up spirit of vengeance. Kozik deep chat.
There was there was more, more details, but that's what I remember.
There was something about a glade, right? Like once you returned with your power, it was like a glade we entered together.
Mm.
Still looking for your god or your like your matron.
Uh, Kind of.
And then I think there is some kind of a huge beast in this glade. May or may not be a dragon.
Oh yeah. Something
i.e.,
about that.
referencing the scene you're currently on.
Correct.
Oh, and I haven't gone there yet.
Oh yeah, and your matron's cat. The chalk cast detect thoughts on it and was able to pick it up and realize that it was following us. It works for your matron.
I
It knew that
that's
it
right.
knew that you were kidnapped, um, and it was disappointed.
They're always disappointed. But I forgot that little episode with the cat making his appearance to you guys and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Oh crap! Got it in my title. Eee!
Uh not from me really. Like nothing beyond
Uh,
just filling in details.
All right. Well,
Oh, okay.
everybody ate some three-eyed fish. The chalk caught with his makeshift spear staff. It was
That's right. And we came
delicious.
into this glade with this oasis, and there's some sort of like elvish creature or pair of creatures or something.
Yeah, and y'all scared them.
Yeah.
That's right. There are creatures here, and they asked if we were friend or foe. And Cha said friends.
there we go. Updated title. Boop. All right. Well, you guys are most certainly here in this, glade of sorts. the bleh. Sorry, I need a drink of water. So the sky is clear. It's bright. It's a sunny day. You can feel the warmth of the sun, you know, basting upon thine bodies. You are in the midst of this sort of oasis in the forest. This almost paradise among the trees. I mean, of all places that you currently are, right? And you recall as it just happened. I don't really have to make you make a check for it. And you recall that there were two elven women, relatively scantily clad. They were just enjoying themselves, splashing water around, and they were also surrounded by, well, surrounded in a sense. They were just kind of meandering and milling about, but these tiny dragons, like their tiny wings, tiny little creatures. They kind of had dragon scales. You're not really sure what they are. Nobody really tried to investigate that particular bit of information. But, you were able to ascertain that they were just enjoying themselves. And one individual was able to notice some reptilian eyes, or at least one very large one. And of course, there was a voice that just kind of bellowed beneath you. And yeah, we're pretty much picking up at that moment. Was it that got that check? I think that was Beldred. Yeah. So here you are.
Hello.
Hi.
Who
Who are
is
you
that?
talking to?
With a big voice, just looking around.
Also, Raul, you're muted in case you didn't know. there's no voice that responds as much as it is the ground rumbles as a response. And it was, by the way, it was Veldrin that saw the draconic eye.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yamara, do you think your brother would have shared this information with us or kept it to themselves?
I was just about to say, given the fact that Niavara and him are swapping information back and forth secretively, I think that he would have pointed it out to her. Meaning Niavara is going. Can I perform an insight check?
Sure, what would you
Do I
like to
think it's? Do I think that it's predatory gaze? Or do I think that it's just curious?
So, based on your insight, your initial sense of things, you ascertain that it is more content. It doesn't seem as if it's watching it doesn't seem as if, based on what, Veldrin has informed you of, and based on your interaction with this so far, it's rather content where it is. It doesn't seem like it's predatory. It doesn't seem aggressive. It doesn't seem like it has any underhanded or ulterior motive.
But that's the only creature that we currently see in the glade because the elf girls ran off.
No, they're still within eyesight. They're just more along the trees than, like somebody ready to run. They're just kind of staying on the cusp of the trees. They're seeing what's going on, but they're also being sort of patrolled, protected, almost protective guard dogs. These little tiny sparkling blue and violet and purpley little dragons.
Niavara will attempt to hail them in Elvish.
What do you say?
I know that they're a bunch of rampaging, overeager guys, but nothing untoward's going to happen.
They, without words, they look at each other and then look back to you and pay close attention to the little draconic creatures that are staying in between you and them, and they nod.
And she'll just scratch her neck like, we are, and she'll glance at Kozik. Admittedly kind of lost. We're not from here.
But we are searching for somebody. Do you know any powerful lady wizards around here? I guess I try to say this. I don't speak Elvish, but maybe Sylvan or something.
So when you speak in Sylvan, their ears kind of perk up a little bit, almost like there's this sense of familiarity. And they point to themselves, and then they point to the sky.
Kozik, it's working.
It almost raises more questions than it answers, though. Huh.
How so?
I don't know what they're trying to gesture towards me, but they definitely made a gesture.
Scott points to himself and then to the sky, just like they did, and like gives a thumbs up, smiles.
Let's see if they... Hold on, assessing something here. Okay.
Kozik, tell them we're looking for the big smash ship that fell to the earth as well. They know anything about it?
Kind of square up and kind of as respectfully as I can, I ask them, have you seen any of these airships that may have crashed into the earth here? We were looking for one that we saw fall last night or the other night.
In your question, they look towards each other, and it seems like they're having some sort of conversation. This is something I'll say Neovar can kind of pick up on, because I'm just rolling with that insight for the purpose of this scene. You definitely notice that they're having some kind of a discussion, but it's definitely nonverbal. Maybe it's through their gestures. Maybe it's mind magic. I mean, you've certainly had things talk to you in your head before.
Oh yeah.
But I say Neovar would pick that up with that 18.
Hmm. Well, this is certainly, these are some extraordinary creatures, but I really don't know how to effectively communicate with them.
There's something else here. Did you that booming voice? Can you talk to that?
I mean, it's in the court, like in the woods. Neovar will scratch her head. It's not doing anything though.
Can you hear us, big booming voice?
I don't think it's a big booming voice. I think it's someone.
Yeah.
We're looking for a ship. Oh. Hi. We're travelers through your land. We're looking for some fallen ships that fell from the sky. Know anything about it?
Many fall from the sky.
Really? You know what that's about?
Poor piloting.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Mood, honestly.
Where do they come from, though?
The ground, presumably.
Ships?
Yeah, they have to take off and then land. They land poorly.
Very helpful, Neavara.
Always.
Is it like from another country, or are they attacking? Are they being shot down? What's going on up there anyway?
Are there
What they do is their business.
Of course. Of course.
And what is your business, big booming voice person? Where you are.
I am. That what?
You are deep, very deep.
Anybody not a part of this discussion, feel free to give me a perception check.
considering that I had it pointed out to me that I look back in its direction to see if it's the thing that's speaking?
It's not there anymore.
Oh, I don't like that.
But it sounds like the voice is coming from the exact same location as it did before. Zed and Raul, you definitely pick up. Whereas before, hold on, let me get my little Little ping going. Before it was about there that Veldrin saw the eye. You guys both spot the eye is essentially ping suck. Over there, kind of next to the elven women. But it is
It's just
very transparent, like barely noticeable. Like you were only able to catch it. Well, with 20s, I'd say you were able to catch it pretty clearly. But if you didn't happen to be looking in that point at that spot, you probably would have missed it. And it was really just kind of how the shadows of the trees kind of sway and flow and cover everything. It's just kind of how the light's bouncing off of things.
Do I feel like it's moving around, like encircling us, or just moving?
I mean, isn't it the same thing?
No, because if it's long enough to wrap all the way around us, that would be alarming. But if it's just moving to another side, that'll leave the other sides open.
Actually, you know what? With a 20, those are such good rolls. I'll give you one extra bit of information. You observe, and I think I brought it up last time, but you observe lots of stones that seem to encircle this area. And with a 20 and a 23, it almost seems like they were either placed here intentionally or, well, there's a known unknown.
Something unnatural about them.
Something seems off.
and is this eye? It's just an eye.
It is a very large reptilian eye that is essentially the size of a medium-sized humanoid. And that's just the eye. But it's very hard to kind of pick up on a lot of other detail because it's damn, imagine like a, predator. They kind of, you can see the outline of them when they're like being all stealthy, but you can't really get a full, lock on them, as it were.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right.
But you guys see that.
And it
You've
looks
been
like
so helpful to us. Can we be of help to you?
Sorry. What was that, Zid?
I was just gonna ask about is Raul still up, like perched in this tree above the water?
Good question. Are you Raul?
Yeah, in the middle.
Yeah, I was okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah, so, sorry, Shah, what were you asking? Try and do this in order.
He was just asking, since it was being so helpful, if we could help it.
The ground rolls just once. There is nothing that can be done about my disposition.
Ah. What is your disposition?
Bound to the land.
And do we notice when these rumbles happen? Since we've noticed this kind of ring of stones, do they move at all?
It just happenstance that they do.
Are they just rumbling, or are they like
They rock back and forth.
creating a shape?
Is it
But-
like a body? What is this place? Are we sitting on top of some giant creature?
It's a bit unsettling.
You said you're bound. Who bound you? And why?
My own soul. For reasons of my own volition.
Bound yourself.
Yes.
Because you're very dangerous?
Anyone could be as dangerous as I in these lands.
Do you like to just eat and eat and eat and you don't want to eat everybody? So you bound yourself here? I can understand that feeling.
No. My time came and went. My duty is to the land now.
Oh, we met some of your land. We named it Igneous. It was a very helpful rock creature that moved us across the swamp earlier today.
I know of them.
Yeah, we made friends.
Friends.
Would you like to be friends with us? We're good at making friends.
So I hear.
Oh. Al looks over at Kozik and the others. Who did you hear from?
You?
Okay. Yeah.
He forgot he said friend.
Uh, well, my friend over here he's looking for a very special person that he wants to connect to. Maybe you know about them. It's a female with extremely strong magical powers and a very smart-assy cat that is following us around. It's probably around here if you can actually sense it. It's probably nearby.
Meow. You hear it in the trees just out of sight.
Yeah, that way.
Hit that one.
So upon hearing that, the two elves, and even there's a distinct change in their demeanor. They stand up straight, and then they kneel with. Let me see here. They kneel. Yeah, with one hand over their chest and one hand kind of pointing to the sky.
Oh. I guess they have more respect for that cat than I do.
Certainly seems like it.
Heaven forbid it's a rat.
The rat, right? Oh.
No.
It's a rat race out
I saw
here.
your Stuart Little post. What was that all about? It just came out of nowhere.
Reference to a previous session.
Is that what it was? It was further evidence for why all rats are vermin, even if they're conscious and wear Converse.
I sent the meme to Emily, and Emily out of nowhere said, "That's Niavara."
Yep.
And so I'm like, okay, I'll share with the class, I guess. Niavara is definitely scratching her head. But she doesn't understand any of us. And she's like, okay. So, can you guys talk? She'll say in Elvish. A little bit confused about why they're silent.
They look to you and they nod their heads, but then they point towards each other.
Only to each other.
They nod.
Well, I do, I see. All right.
Hmm.
That end, me and Veldrin.
They understand you, eh, Niavara? You ask them why they are bowing to that sassy little cat.
She'll repeat the question in Elvish before she'll look and tell him that apparently they can't speak. They can only talk to each other.
Oh, huh. Wow, what a dilemma.
Asking.
Yes.
I can't write
Broken
broad in the ground.
promises.
Oh,
I know of their story.
the cat or the elves that can only speak to them to each other.
The two that live with me here.
Ah. Do you have a name, booming voice, sir or miss?
It's been so long. I suppose you can call me Toys.
Boys?
Yeah,
Hmm, a cool name. Boys. Well, nice to meet you. I am Cha, and these are my friends. Ed, Niavara, Eldred, Kozik, and Raoul up there in the tree.
Hey, hello there.
welcome.
Thanks. We're happy to share with you. Do you want information about the rest of the world or other places where you cannot visit because you are bound? Maybe we can bring you a little bit of solace in your long and ancient meditative repose.
I acquire information, but stories are fun.
Ah, Josh sits down on the ground and starts retelling all kinds of the stories that we've had since we were in the Underdark together about old Jim and and the Warforged with four arms who runs a bar called the Mimic, about the Mimic and about Tio Moonblade, all kinds of things we've been through.
Oh. Roll me a D100.
Got it.
Hmm. Well then. Hmm. That is a name I have not heard in so long.
Oh, Tio Moonblade?
Yes. The Snake Woman.
That's right. He has some kind of a scientific grant, I think, and has repurposed a plot of land to do a lot of experimentation.
Yes, she and her friends came through here a very
Ah,
long time ago.
The mayor, then. And he tells him how the mayor used to be a part of that group. It is the mayor of a city called Grenstall Material Plain.
I know not of a city, but the name is familiar. He was one of two of the short ones in that grouping.
Why were they here?
Probably the same reason you are. Adventure. But I suppose I could ask you the question, why are you here? I know his story, but what of the rest of you?
Well, I definitely. He seems like a voice that can be trusted here, and I kind of tell him what I'm all about, and the circumstances that brought us into this like fairy realm.
Ah, you seek guidance from your patron.
Yes, yes, finally, that is what I'm seeking.
Finding those powerful beings is never easy.
Let's say that again.
No kidding.
Yes, indeed not.
I believe these two know more about that if they could talk on account of, well, when you make a promise here, it has power. When you break a promise, the consequences could be unexpected.
Hmm.
Be careful who you make deals with in these realms.
For sure. And Cha looks at Kozik, like narrows
Coughs.
his eyes.
Kozik kind of looks around and is like, "Oh, look, where's that cat?" Yeah.
Meow.
Well, I could check the thoughts of these people, but unfortunately I need to sleep on it before I could use that ability again. But if we took a rest here, I could check their thoughts in the morning.
Do we need a long rest or a short rest for that?
Oh, I need a lot. I need a good long
Good.
8 hour beauty sleep.
Sunday morning sleep in before that
Oh,
can happen.
totally.
Uh,
Yeah, you know,
I mean, you just woke up, you're ready and raring, so.
I know, right?
um, so yeah, I mean, again, I asked the cat. I'm like, Mr. Cat, would you be able to lead us to your master?
Meow. It turns around and shows its butt to you and then sits.
Kozik, I vote that we call that cat Jack Off from now on.
May
Do you think?
Hmm.
I like naming things, if you haven't
May-
noticed.
He goes, something about that offends my delicate sensibilities, but maybe
Uh,
Jack for short.
oh, all right. Child looks at the cat, just mouths "jack off" without saying it.
Its back's towards you.
Its
I know
ears
you can see
probably.
me. I bet you can see right through your butthole, you little jerk. And it doesn't even need to eat birds. Just did it to just to piss me off.
Free meal.
Also, Raoul, this tree feels very comfortable, very welcoming. Almost as comfortable as the tree you were in before when the party found you. But
I'll lay
just
down in it while everybody talks.
it's just a little bit more. Well, just a little bit less. Sorry, not more.
Well, this sure is a beautiful, peaceful place you bound yourself to, boys.
I am not bound to just this location.
What does that mean? You- You're bound. Does that mean like bound to the whole universe?
Aren't we all in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah. I was starting to like this disembodied voice a lot.
You got Chaw's hot and cold here. You got the disembodied voice that he loves and the cat that he absolutely hates. Balance in all things.
Duality.
So Zed, what are you doing while all this is going on? Zed and Niavara, y'all's. There's been a lot of talking going on. What are you doing in the meantime?
I think Zed's just trying to keep an eye on everything as far as these elves, and he's noticing this ring of stone that's kind of, I guess, is surrounding us, but almost more toward the tree line is what I understood. Um, and just watch these stones kind of rumble and uh, almost bounce against each other as we can hear this ominous voice coming from just the earth, it seems. And then every so often, he'll just keep peering over to the spot where he noticed this eye, and he's kind of looking around just to see if he notices it again or anything else that just seems off.
So if you're looking for the eye, okay, so that would be two separate checks. Looking for the eye would be either well, it's there, so I'd say investigation is now also applicable. Um, so perception or investigation to look for the eye, and for kind of getting a feel for things, I'd say insight.
Hmm. All right, so am I picking one of them?
Yeah, so you'd be picking perception or investigation, just kind of depending on how you go about looking for the eye, right? Like if you're just gonna
Hmm.
stand there and look in that direction, I'd say perception. But if you're kind of
Okay.
gonna go over there and look around, then I'd say that'd be more investigation.
All right, I'm gonna do another
Let me
perception.
hydrate.
Hmm.
And then the insight.
Uh, there it is.
So from where you are, you looking at the spot where you saw it last, but it's definitely not there anymore. And as you're doing that, this thing's talking, you're looking over, so you're probably not paying as much attention to what it's saying. So, you, if anything, you just weren't paying attention to what it was saying to really
Okay.
get much of a read of its intent. Niavaro, is there anything you want to do?
So Niavara is probably trying to figure out like the best way to communicate because apparently these guys have information regarding Kozik's leader or patron. Wrong, incorrect word. Um so she's gonna want to I guess you could try and figure something out. Oh. She's going to I'm
So not
looking through my stuff, sorry. Seeing if I have like a book.
correcting
Sure.
you. There we go.
Niavara does not have a book. Uh
There we go.
she'll ask the party, hey, anyone have paper? They might not be able to speak to us, but they might be able to write.
Oh, that's actually a good
Like
idea.
you're thinking, but no paper. Sorry.
I might. Let me check out.
I thought that maybe they could draw on the earth or something, but
Yeah, I don't.
maybe they could
I'm
take
looking to see.
leaves and turn them into letters.
Beldrin has quill and ink and paper.
Nice.
Um Can we borrow his pen and paper cube?
Yeah.
Awesome. Niavara will dig through his bag and be like, aha! Having a nerd for brother helps in some regards. And with pen and paper in hand, she's going to like try and approach the elf ladies again.
I mean, they're still kind of kneeling, so they're very approachable.
I don't know where they are on the map.
Wait a minute. Ah,
Are they
weird.
like back here?
One sec.
What are they kneeling to?
Do-do-do.
Are they kneeling toward Jackoff? Or because of the reptilian voice? Or Kozik? Kozik, maybe you're their god.
I doubt that. Although nice sometimes to think about that.
You're sure you didn't sell your soul to become a god?
I can't quite remember. I might have, but no. In the end, I don't think I have.
There they are. Okay, they were just on a GM layer. I think. Yeah, okay. Fixed. Alright.
It might be that his patron's perhaps sacred to them. That might be a smarter idea. And she'll approach paper in hand and offer it like, can you tell us the name of his patron by any chance? Like anything.
Kozik, where did you learn Sylvan?
So,
Just sort of. One day, I just sort of knew it. It was really strange. And I like to spend time out in the woods and stuff, but it just came to me.
Even I don't know Sylvan, and I know most. I know
Maybe your
Undercommon.
maybe your patron is some kind of Sylvan deity. These people love it.
Oh, certainly she's a mistress of the Feywild. I mean, that I know that much.
I'm gonna try and roll a religion check on what I was just told.
roll away.
Nice.
Oh, you know exactly who that is. Well, through stories, right? Because I mean, yes, you've been in the Underdark. You have done some book learning. But at the end
Beldrin
of the
might have
day,
said something.
yeah. That's definitely a name that's come up at least once or twice before. maybe not necessarily even through Veldrin, right? Maybe through some other things that, have come up in your life. Who
So
knows? Maybe
is it
maybe it's the
a
reason why you're brother and sister. Who knows?
freaky?
It's probably not.
Neavara scratches her neck as she thinks that over. Is it just an elven goddess? Like, is it pan-elven? Is it wood? Like, what pantheon is the goddess from?
Essentially, let me send this little bit of information to you. To this notepad, copy,
Oh,
send
me
this
too,
information.
Zed.
Boop.
I just saw that message.
There you go, that tidbit of information.
Um, so is she just like a mythic figure then?
She is more of a, how would I put it? She's more of a ruling personality or voice than a physical form. At least from what you've heard of recent. Almost like there's a little of both, right? Like there's some physical at some points, basically whenever they feel like it, they can be in either state.
And what a mood. Neavara can 100% get behind being in whatever state you want to be. On the other hand, not her goddess, if you will.
For now. Dun dun dun.
And she'll sort of scratch her head. Take it back and be like, thanks. Before she turns on her heel, looks at Kozik and asks, how the fuck? Why the fuck? Do you know who your patron is?
We were never properly introduced.
The deepest of shafts. Why?
I was deep underground in one of those deepest shafts. I was lost deep underground after having fled. You my ox cart brethren were driven off by bandits, and I found myself deep underground, and I wandered for days, and then eventually I heard a voice, and it was a nice voice, beautiful feminine voice, and then I don't know how much longer I wandered, and I don't know, but then I woke up, and then I met you guys
Down there in the Underdark, yes.
down in the Underdark, and I found myself able to conjure amazing powers.
Well,
I'm
yes.
struggling to understand it myself.
This being's been following you around for across planes of existence.
That's what a patron is. And considering who she is, I'm not surprised.
Well, who is she?
Who do you think she is?
Well, it's not who I think she is, it's who they say she is. Pointing at them with her little piece of paper. How did you come into contact with an unseelie queen?
A what queen?
But any of
An
us recognize that
unseelie.
term?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't know.
Would we know that term, cubed?
I don't know. That would be a religion check.
5 to 6.
For history.
A dirty 20.
A dirty 20 indeed.
I would think that he would have studied that and would.
There you go, Cha. Little tidbit of information for you.
Okay.
I sent him the description and information.
Oh,
The Queen of Air and
Everybody's getting
Darkness.
tidbits.
except you.
I'm like, I don't know. I grew up
What
on the
is-
old time religion of Moradin, I guess, the dwarven god, and we just went to church every Sunday. That's all I know.
Well, Niavara, I know who it is. Do you want to do the honors or do you want to be all enigmatic like you like?
It's less I want to be enigmatic and more of I'm afraid to speak its name into existence.
I mean, it's
Oh,
cats right over there in the tree.
Meow.
I don't
It
know if
flicks
we
its
can-
tails violently left and right.
You little bastard. You know, I think it knows we're here. We can say its name.
By all means. And Neovar just raises her hands like, I am not want to piss off a fey elf, if you will.
Piss off. We've been just trying to get to know it.
No. By piss off, I mean draw any attention towards myself by uttering its name into existence. Which is
Fine.
why I'm saying again, what the fuck?
Kozik, your patron is the queen of air and darkness.
wow.
The queen. The queen
You say
of
that.
the unseemly court.
And as soon as you say that, Kozik, you get a flood of memories from not from when you were, lost in the caves recently. No. You were much younger, much younger. You think about a time when, even before your family name really had any weight in the dwarven strongholds. You think back to when you were really young and you were just excited about life, excited about everything, and you recall at one point, and you don't know why this memory is coming back to you now, because it kind of, it seemed like it was just another situation, right? But as the memory comes back to you, everything starts falling into place. You remember stumbling through your family's, startups, but some artifacts that they had collected for trade, and you recall kind of sneaking around and just kind of seeing how sneaky you can be, because you were a kid, right? You just want to see how sneaky you can be. Maybe you were on track to be a rogue one day, who knows, or a swashbuckler. And you recall entering into a room sealed. Well, it was sealed, but it just so happened to be that one time when one of the guards of the royal family of the Deep Shaft forgot to close the door completely, and you snuck in. And inside there was just mountains of treasure, gold, jewels, paintings, portraits, tapestries, like you name it. Like it was like being in Scrooge McDuck's personal tower, right? But you also remember at one point there was a picture. And when you walked up to this picture, it was a picture of you, but older. And you looked deep into this picture. You stared into it because you were just like, why is this in here? I don't remember taking a picture. And when you did that, you felt yourself being pulled into a realm, pulled away, almost like an out-of-body experience. You felt yourself get pulled into a realm of just, well, almost overwhelming vibrancy, colors everywhere, like lightning bolts flashing everywhere. Like the trees were violet and purple and opalescence, and it was just everything was just so bright and colorful and amazing. And you recall, just out of nowhere, that you, when you kind of got pulled through this, you were standing in front of what seemed to be some kind of a procession. Maybe a meeting, maybe something, you don't know what it was. But there was a lot of people there of varying degrees. Like there were people that looked kind of like Cha, there were people that kind of looked like what Cha looked like in the cave. There were, elves, dwarves, all sorts of interesting creatures. And you definitely recall kind of all the attention fell onto you at that point. Like you just kind of, it was like there was a big meeting going on and you tripped and fell in the door and everybody looked towards you. And you recall a woman sitting on the throne in the midst of discussing something with these people. Well, I guess at this point, cat's out of the bag, as it were.
Oh.
Meow. But she seemed to be a woman of very, fairy features, very angular, almost bone white skin, black eyes, and long black hair. And she just kind of hovered up to you, not like picked you up like, carried you, but she hovered up to you and placed a hand on your chin and smiled. And while all this is happening, the room just became dead silent. All eyes are on you. And you just remember her saying, "Oh, child, never be lost again, because there's no way back where you are." And you were just like, actually, I'll make this fun. What would you have said to her saying that in the midst of this situation? This is your backstory.
I would have felt her divine fingers on my little beardless dwarven chin and said, "What?"
Lost. Understandable. Well, let me guide you home, young one.
I kind of nod. And I kind of go, yeah.
But you must understand, nothing is free. I'll speak to you again soon, my child.
Wow.
Assuming you want to go home, do you wish to leave here?
Yeah, he's Kozik is a scared little boy. He wants to go home.
Yeah, and definitely with the pressure of, all these eyes on you in the middle of a room, and in what obviously is an important meeting. Well, you enjoy a life away from ours for now. I'm sure you'll be needed in the future. And it kind of looks like her eyes shift over to a couple of other individuals that seem like they look like they're just perpetually grumpy. I'm sure I'll have use of you later. But in the meantime, never be lost. And then you kind of felt yourself get pulled back through the picture, through the painting. Unless there's something you want to say in between that.
I just thank you, my lady, because it does feel pretty nice to be here, but it also feels bad that everyone's looking at me and that I don't understand her words at this time. But I give my best dwarven bow as I'm kind of fading away and receding into the distance, I guess.
Yep, and you can almost see these very faint, thin, like lines of glitter connecting you to her in before You're snapped back through the painting and back into the main room, of which one of the guards is well, as you snap back in, you just hear, "Hey, what are you doing today? Go on, kid is not for kids."
Sorry, Mr. Beldrick. I'm sorry.
Go on, don't make me tell you further.
As I pass him, as I leave the room, I say, "You better make sure that I don't tell my dad on you." Grumble, grumble.
What was that? Wait, hold on, wait. Hold on, let me roll this. Oh, I must have heard a noise.
He shuffled
Must have
off.
been my imagination.
And then you're kind of snapped back into, the current situation here in the forest with your newfound friends.
And Cha, like a professor, has been explaining to you the mythological origins of this being, um, its relationship with the Sealy Court, like a really well orchestrated lecture, as if he's, a practice teacher of some kind. Um, and then finishes. And he's like, "So yeah, there you have it."
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was her. That's her.
Cha kind of looks over both his shoulders and looks up at the cat and is like, Kozik, uh, we know about this entity in hell. Uh, it's, how do I say, she's a contentious figure with the entire elven pantheon.
I would say that she's tough but fair. Wouldn't you?
Uh, uh, you know what? You made a nice connection.
I mean, I think she's nice.
In in the realm of Batur, we call her Oril. In Infernal, anyway.
What's that
But
mean?
oh, it's that was one of her purported names. That's the one I heard the most in hell when I was studying.
It means Queen of the Just, right? The
Ah,
true one, the one of great beauty, the one who gives the gifts, right?
Charles just like mouth is dropped open. Um, sure. It could be interpreted that way. Charles looking over at Niavara and is like shrugging his shoulders a little bit.
Giovanna is just like, yeah, why do you think I'm not saying her name?
Ah,
I'm not stupid. I'm not pissing off an unseelie queen.
you can say her name. I just said her name in two different languages. Say her name.
Meow. The cat's tail swishes violently again.
Oh, jack off.
You're... Niavara hesitates as she, sort of taps her lips.
Anyway, I don't want to color your interpretation of this relationship you forged, but just be careful. Just be
Yeah.
careful, Kozik. We like you. You're a good guy.
I think the sooner that we can make contact with her, probably the better for all of us. And I kind of turn to the cat and I say, I guess maybe I spoke to the cat in Sylvan at first a long time ago. I don't quite remember. But I speak to it again and I say, take us to the lady, the queen of air and darkness. You have to know the way, or at least tell me how to get there.
Oh. Now Cha looks at Niavara and is a little nervous.
So, as you say the name out loud, the sky immediately darkens.
Oh.
What did I say?
Oh, come on. You know we were building up to this.
What did I
This was
say?
gonna happen. You didn't tell us to stop looking for her.
No, I said don't say her name.
But we've been looking for her. Who's gonna learn the name eventually? You just learned the name.
Yeah, I know we just learned the name, but like that doesn't mean we say it out loud. In the Feywild, ooh.
And Raoul, the tree that you were sitting on, begins to shake violently with the wind.
I'm gonna hold on to it as I try and ride it out.
Boys, how do you feel about the Queen of Air and Darkness? You have a relationship with them?
No.
Yeah, Vara will look at the girlies behind her.
So they're taking
Gesturing.
steps back. They're trying to maintain their their posture, but they're both deathly terrified, and something keeps them here, but they're also like ready to run at a moment's notice.
Tired of all these colts.
Hey,
Alts.
listen, I'm gonna be honest. While worshipping the six might be culty, I won't even argue with that. The dark lady.
Oh, that word cult is not thrown around.
Yeah, it's not what I would use to describe her imperiousness.
You also notice the cat's gone.
Oh, finally.
Oh, that's not good. I don't like that. That's creepy.
What? It's creepy when the cat's there. It's creepy when it's gone.
It
When is it
vanished.
not
Did you see
creepy?
where it went? Shaw, did you see where it went?
Can we see it anywhere else? It's
Nope.
just gone.
It just vanished. That's what I'm
Good.
saying. The
I-
creature being gone is one thing.
Unnerving to be watched by that little bastard.
Nievar just rubs her face.
Giving us those disapproving eyes again and again.
It's just a cat. Oh my god.
It's not just a cat. The Queen of
Okay.
Air and Darkness is just a woman, then, if that is just a cat.
You are going to get you smite.
What? Queens like to hear their names. Why would you have a name like Queen of Air and Darkness?
No.
You want
Calling
people to
her
say it.
just a lady.
Okay,
That is
alright.
going to get you smitten.
Okay.
No,
No.
I said it was a comparison. That she's just a lady if that cat is just a cat. It's not a cat, it's something else.
Okay. Not yet.
Hellhound. Or a demon. Anyway, Kozik, how are you feeling about this new piece of information? The
Kozik,
unseelie court.
give me an insight. With advantage.
Kozik, yeah?
Yep.
Insight with advantage. And
I was trying to explain to Kozik the difference between the seelie and the unseelie court.
So, every time the name is mentioned, you feel a presence getting closer and closer. It is even from, whatever distance it's from, it's almost overbearing. And this is as the sky is kind of darkening. It was sunny out. It was nice and warm. The sun just kind of vanished. There's no moon in the sky, just almost like a shroud of darkness enveloping the sky. But, there's still the twinkling of the stars and the clouds.
so facto a bad thing, right? It's just part of nature.
I think this is specifically related to your dead or your archfey that you're connected to here. And let me tell you one more thing, Kozik. She loves diamonds. Loves them.
Hmm.
Loves them. So, you know.
I could
Yeah.
see that. I could see how she would.
Well, looks like you're about to get what you wanted, Kozik. You wanted to see her.
I say, my lady, we have arrived.
Neovara is going to be hiding.
All right,
As-
give me a stealth check.
You want to go?
And she's like, Cha, I will tell you and only you later.
Fair enough.
And there's a lot going on. So what are you up to, Zed? As all this is happening. I mean, this is leagues away from what you're used to about being on the ship. I mean, you've seen storms roll in before, but this is something way different. 20, okay.
Yeah, I think he's very put off, especially. I think he's still trying to look around, like I was saying before, and see if there's nefarious things going on, and then this happens, so he's immediately convinced this is not good. I think his initial reaction, especially seeing kind of the unsettled nature of Niavara and Cha, coupled with Kozik being incredibly comfortable, I think he's just going to grip a few of his weapons and just prepare for possibly another void octopus to come through the sky. I don't know. He doesn't know, but he's prepared for action.
All right. And the wind's kind of kicking up more and more for you, Raul. So you just still hanging on?
Yep. Hard as I
See.
can.
See, normally I'd say give me some kind of a check, but you are an avian creature, so I'd say you probably do what the birds do when there's like a strong wind in their direction. They just kind of open their wings and just kind of roll with it.
I'll give you one anyways. I shouldn't have.
Shit. All right then. Yeah, that was certainly a decision you made.
How you
Okay,
doing up there, Raul?
Roll me a D100.
Not good.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I'll be... And roll me a D4. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So that way. All right, give me a second to calculate this. I have a measure tool. What am I thinking? Measure. Nope. Tool. Measurement. Doop, 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 doop. There you are. You would get blown all the way over here.
Oh shit! From one tree to another.
Oh. There goes Raul.
Can I catch on to the other tree?
Yes, you can.
Heck yes.
So you were just like hanging on, and the wind just kept picking up, and it did one of these things where, you know, like when you expect the wind to blow one way, just out of nowhere it changed direction, and that's what kind of threw you off, literally. But luckily, you know, as you guys get to see your bird compatriot fly through the air like, you know, a Dragon Ball character that got smashed in, you know, they got smashed into the air and they're like doing flips and twirls and spinning. He catches onto the tree in the distance, 75 feet away.
That's at least 9,000 centimeters.
Holy shit! It's probably over 9,000.
Over 9,000. All right,
Or
Kozik.
almost one football field, America.
What do you think, Kozik?
getting a little intense, isn't it?
Yeah. Chaw's holding his hand up to cover his eyes. This is your patron.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I don't know if there's anything we can do about it now. We'll just have to hang on.
It's all on you, buddy.
Is this
You've
all
been
done by
looking
that
for her.
fucking cat, by the way?
No.
Chaw looks
No.
at Zed and nods emphatically. For sure, he mouths it. He's like, sure.
It's not. The cat is just a messenger.
Fucking cat.
Why do you hate the cat so much, Chaw?
It ate a beautiful little astral bird right in front of
Yummy.
my face. Go eat all the birds you want. I was having a magical moment in a new world. It came
You
along.
eat spiders.
I mean, if
Yeah. But if
if we're being
someone was
honest,
just entering another world for the first time, I wouldn't eat the spider that they were looking at and having fun with,
that
right?
is fair. However, if we are being honest, if if nothing else happened, there is at least a chance, if not a good one, that you'd eaten that bird anyway.
Me?
Yeah.
You
No.
taste
Hmm.
tested nearly everything.
Yes, but it was a
It's
no.
it's just an observation.
Maybe after 20 minutes. But after we got here, I would have started thinking about it. But it was the first moment we arrived in this beautiful land.
I think Chaw's upset that the cat got to it first.
I think
What?
you're right, Zed. I like your thought process.
Listen, we've got bigger problems right now than who ate the bird first or not.
That's actually fair. Zed's just gonna look back up.
Yep. To which everybody, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I was ready for
Here
something
it
else.
comes, Kozik.
Except
Do
for
you know I
Kozik.
have to? Did I fail my stealth check?
Oh, you're fine. So it's basically the people around that pool of water at this point.
Oh,
Say he was over there.
Ugh.
So
Oh.
these three fucks only?
Well, not Kozik, but I mean, yeah.
Oh, just these two.
Hey, boys, I hope you're well prepared for an archfey.
So Cha, you kind of with that 6, you kind of felt like all those times you said that name, like maybe you're too caught up in the conversation, but you felt the weight of the world starting to draw upon your shoulders, which at first you didn't notice it. But now that you're kind of being aware of it, everything feels heavy. You can barely move, like your arms feel like weights, your feet feel like stones, your head, it's a normal head. But you just feel, you just can't move. You can't move your arms, you can't move your feet. Like all you can do is sit there and watch whatever is about to happen.
Go.
Kozik, you're perfectly fine. Yeah, you're just, it's just a little breezy. Zed, you kind of felt the same thing, but you know, you were more alert, you're aware of it. You know, your hands feel heavy, your weapons feel like they weigh 10 times as they should. Your shoes weigh, you know, almost like a ton, but it's only for a brief moment. And you shake it off. You know, you appropriately disbelieve, as it were. And at that moment, an elven-shaped silhouette forms atop the water of this little oasis. And all you can see, like I said, it's just kind of a shadow and silhouette, but you can see bits of like leaves and dirt kind of swirl around it as if it's a center point of some kind of a tornado or a whirlpool. And where its eyes would be are just glowing reddish, slightly red, more violet. Yeah, more violet color. but it's just a silhouette of an elven figure and eyes. And it looks to Kozik.
Kozik was like, I would have thought there'd be a little more of a joyous sort of feeling to this, or I don't know, maybe more flowers or something. But all right, all right. He's excited to see her.
And the figure, yeah, I actually just put something on the board so you could have something to work with. Boop. And the figure just walks atop the water. Damn it. Don't want a select token. Zoom in. And Zed, you definitely feel like there's just this wave of air pressure that moves around this form, this entity, this silhouette. Do you stay where you are, or do you want to move?
I think I'm gonna move, but what do I click to see? Measure distance?
Yes, and you can hit spacebar to move to that point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move back here, basically kind of flanking Kozik, kind of like Chaw is. Taking a step back.
Yep. And this
I look back
Right in perfect cone range.
for a blast. I'm looking back to my courtly training, and I get down and bow in proper fashion. I get down on one knee and kind of bow my head.
All right. And at this figure definitely acknowledges it. And you recall that memory you had. Oh, what's up? Oh, I thought somebody was saying something. So you recall that memory you had that, when you were a kid, and this figure does the exact same thing as in that memory, kind of places a hand on your chin, and the mouth opens like it's saying something, but the words that are echoed through your head are the exact same ones that you heard when you were a kid. Those of you not Kozik could definitely see that there's another little cat that is perched in the tree where Raoul was. This little cat is not the one that is hated. This was the first one, the one that turned into a big old tentacle beast. And it's just kind of sitting up there, licking its paws, just kind of watching. And it probably, I don't know, it probably stares over at Mittens or something, because, another cat.
Right.
So, what do you want to do with this at this moment?
Well, I'm definitely feeling like some sort of mission has been accomplished, and I'm kind of haltingly. I say, well, I guess I'm home. We've come back. I've come back, and uh, I don't know. Like, I feel like you've been calling to me for some weeks now.
In response to that, since it doesn't really
Go ahead.
have a mouth to talk with, but you definitely get a feel, and to some extent, thoughts in your head, right? Like images, but in a way that's conveying, meaning, as almost as if it doesn't want the others to hear. So there's a bit of intent behind it, and I'll say you don't really need to do a check for that. And the images convey, let's see, different phases, you know, summer, spring, fall. And it kind of conveys sort of like a forest fire.
Ugh.
And you definitely get a feel, without making me make a check, you get a feeling that the courts are at each other's throats for whatever reason. And she is most definitely not pleased. But there's no real words uttered as much as it is images shown to convey a point, and to some extent conveying the emotional state, or the surface thoughts, as it were.
Definitely feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and I kind of look up and I say, I think I see what you're saying. And then I cast my eyes back down again to be respectful.
And then she looks to Cha, who is currently completely and utterly paralyzed. And shakes her head. Let me count here.
Dot tries to smile.
Two. At least 3 times. Let's see, 1, 2, 4 times. She just shakes her head 4 times. A very particular number. And while she's still touching your, you know, your chin, Kozik, you kind of get the feeling, and this is a loose translation, but it's akin to, make sure your friend keep my goddamn name out of his goddamn mouth. And it is extremely intimidating. There's no role needed to convey that is maybe not in order, but she is conveying that she is not to be trifled with.
I nod. Yes, my lady.
And then she turns to the 2 elves that have their, you know, they're respectfully bowing in fear. And she nods to them. And you definitely see Neavara, since you're next to them. You see that that intense fear has eased. It's almost like the weight of the world has fallen off of their shoulders. Like, you know, you get the feeling that they did not disappoint anybody. So, you know, they're way more lax. They're actually breathing.
Miyavara, who's hiding next to them, is just like,
And then she looks to Zed with a curious look. A head tilt to the side. Kind of like a double take. But there's nothing else beyond that. And looks over to Raul, who is at least 75 feet away.
I've just been watching. Out of the way of the terrifying person.
She acknowledges you exist, but there doesn't seem any malice. And then she looks over to Veldrin. Another curious tilt of the head. But that's about it. But back focuses on Kozik once more. And you can hear the same words again you know, like, well, not really hearing, but you remember the words, you know, never being lost, you know, just akin to never being lost again. You will always have a home. But you can also, but the addendum to it is, but you can always be better.
I'm chagrined.
And at that point, she vanishes. Basically, you got the feeling, uh, before it was, you know, extreme disappointment. It was less disappointment this time. Maybe it was upon them seeing you. Maybe it was upon you being here. Maybe it was upon you making it home. You're not really sure. Maybe you did something right. Maybe.
Feel like I did something right. That's definitely what Kozik is feeling. And I'm a little bit like confused or cognitive dissonance, if you will, because it's like I get such warm feelings, but from her, but she seems kind of like an imperious bitch too, you know?
Yeah, she's like, you get the feeling that she's like the kind of mom that's like, I love your son, but you know, you instead of getting an A, you can get an A plus. Work for that.
And right now I feel like, yeah, I hope I can live up to her expectations. Guess we'll see. I feel a little lighter though. It's like, okay, we met her. That's good.
Yeah, you know you're on the right track. You know there's room for improvement, just as anybody has a room for improvement. But you know that she has set that bar very high, and you definitely have picked up on that. And maybe it's just through, you know, you being nobility. Who knows? Meanwhile, Cha, you can move again. The effects have worn off.
Ugh. Drops to his knees. Up. He uses his
I tell
staff
you.
to get back up to his feet. He's like, oh, there you go, Kozik. No problem. Got the meter.
I think that went great.
Yep. Yep. Cha looks over at Niavara. It's like,
Do you though?
starts
Because
nodding.
she rolled pretty high on that stealth. Unless she
Oh,
wants you to see her.
gotcha. That's her call.
Neovar was talking to him prior to the lady appearing.
Yeah, he's gonna look over at her and just be like, give her a look like, all right.
I was
Point
right.
made. You were right. Cha says it out loud, nice and slow and long. I said her name all kinds of times back in hell. I guess it's a different effect here.
I
But anyway,
wonder.
Kozik, you got to meet her because of it, I think.
Yeah, I still don't know what I'm meant to do, but I'm sure she'll let me know.
Yeah,
Hi,
what's the
what the
deal?
fuck do we do now?
It's a
I
great
mean,
question.
You see the cat jump from the tree
uh,
and pretty
oh,
much
hey,
walk
that's
on the
that other
water
one.
and walks past you. And as it does this, a tiny little like flower portal forms at its feet, just in front of it, and it walks through,
What?
and it disappears. And the flowers just kind of wilt away. Well, not really wilt, but they kind of wilt a little bit, and you know, are cast into the wind.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Josh shakes his head, hand over his face.
You're having a difficult day, aren't you, Shaw?
A lot. By the gods. He just he just witnessed a living form of a mythical archfey who has heavy interest in our friend Kozik here. What ends, we have no idea, but from the history,
I mean, in theory, Koza could share with the class what her interest in him is.
Kozik, what's up?
I don't know.
Would it
I
be
don't
horrible of me to say that I think that you might know more than you're saying?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was perusing through my notes here, and
Go ahead.
I left out a little paragraph of things that were happening while she was there. Sorry about that. I was reading, skipping too much. So, which is perfect because, Cha was paralyzed. She had actually taken a step up to Cha and wrapped a hand around the necklace he has and looked at it, and then kind of looked at him and almost had like a narrow eye, but then released it.
Man.
There we go.
Well, you had
Too
a
far
look
through
of
my notes.
recognition on your face when I said her name the first time. But do you have some memory?
No, I only know what I've experienced, and I kind of I don't know. Of course, I vaguely kind of talk about what happened to me. It's too personal to,
Sure,
to
sure.
bring up here in the cold light of day here by the lake and this pond. But I kind of tell 'em what my experience was, and I say,
You do tell?
yeah, as much as I know, and say, I don't know, maybe we're meant to help restore order or something. I don't know what plans the gods have that the forces of nature really have, but I guess we'll find out.
That the gods were not happy with her. Just, just so you know, she would kind of fought against them. From my studies, anyway, it could be inaccurate, but I mean, you're the only one with direct experience. It did show a lot of interest in my key here, though. Shaw kind of holds it up. The longer I carry it, the more I feel like it's some ominous portent. Stuffs it back in his silk shirt.
Well, I guess we both have some sort of unknown burden that we're shouldering, don't we? Exactly.
I really don't know if it's comparable, Kozik.
Uh, so should we? I suggest that it's like, well, should we go? I mean, we're here in the Fey realm. Should we try to still look for the wreckage of that thing that crashed, or
Well,
I mean, he said that it wasn't like uncommon for people to crash.
I did say that. As you recall that you're still standing here amongst
he's
the.
still there?
boys, what do you think of that? What did you think of meeting that being right there? Any thoughts? You saw it all, yeah?
That was a first for me.
Oh, wow. Kozik, you attracted the attention of some serious shit.
How did it
So
look?
have you.
Me?
Kozik kind of steps back. He's like, "What? Oh, you too, huh?"
Ugh.
Yeah, what did Shaw do?
Yeah, what about me?
Names have power here. Some wish not for it to be spoken.
Yeah, I kind of
That
got that
I
point.
do know.
Oh, looks at Niabara again. Yeah, I kind of got the message there.
I told you.
Well,
It's not
hold it
even me
over my
being
head,
smug.
okay? Yes, it is. Just admit it.
Okay, a little bit. However, I'll admit to being at a very particular intersection of a handful of these things that may or may not give me some insight.
Well, what insight have you gotten? I mean, Kozik was on this journey to meet his patron. It happened. We know who she is. What is your insight?
Opens her mouth, shuts it again.
I'm just amazed. I have no idea what we're supposed to do from here. Amazing. Kozik, any ideas? What does she want you to do?
I'm I'm not sure yet.
I
So
mean, from the history books, she may want you to, I don't know, attack the Sealy court and the Elven pantheon.
well, I haven't heard about that yet, but I mean it's a possibility. I don't know where those things are.
Want to be a soldier against the gods of the elves?
Not necessarily.
Right? I mean, maybe it's not that dastardly what she wants from you, but seriously.
Honestly.
By the way, the sun's out again.
I mean, it's pretty cool that you can shoot lasers and stuff out of your hands. So that's cool.
That yes, that is cool. I don't know what to do with it yet though.
Hmm.
Well, the two elves have, you know, shaken off their fears. They have, stood back up. Seem to be having internal conversation.
Boys, if you don't mind me saying your name, that's the name you gave me anyway. You don't have to tell me your real name, which is okay. But what do you make of this obsidian key around my neck? Or kind of holds it out, just sort of holds it up because he still hasn't seen the eye or knows any idea where Poise is.
I do not know, but there may be one who could tell you.
Huh. Sure. Where could we find them?
The forests to the north of here. A cave. Treacherous. Dangerous. Holds a doorway
Hmm.
to a hovel of a creature of great experience. So I'm told.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Well, I guess that's one direction. We might also want to try to find the doorway out of this world and back to the material plane at some point. I don't know. Pretty cool
Simply
here, though.
backtrack.
Oh, back over. That door is just stays open.
That's what I have heard.
Well,
I'm
what do you think?
I'm feeling pretty comfortable here in this realm. I think that we should continue to explore and try going where boys just indicated,
Sure.
and maybe we'll find a crashed moon ship somewhere along the way.
I think that was to the north as well. You think they're from the moon? That would be cool.
They fly across the sky just like that heavenly body, don't they?
Sure.
I don't know what dwarves know about the universe or anything, but
Shock comes and puts his hand on Kozik's shoulder and he's just like pats it a couple times. I'm glad you got some answers, my friend.
there's still so many questions to ask, though.
Hey Zed, how are you doing? It was pretty wild, huh?
Did that actually just happen, or am I? I've got to be dreaming, probably.
Did
Nope.
what just happened?
Child looks at Neovara and just
They're
shakes his
just
head.
rubbing his
He's
eyes.
like, Neovara, you're terrible.
Listen.
We just met the ultimate girl boss. I mean,
I'm threatened.
You're threatened, so you have to confuse our friend Zed.
I have to make up on the gatekeep side of things, obviously.
Good way. Good way to do that. Yep. Child grabs Zed. He's like, Zed, it happened, all right. We just saw Archfey, who loves Kozik for some reason, and
Did
was
seem
like
like they were a
serious.
bit on that side, didn't they?
Yeah. Serious shit.
Frankly speaking, it's probably not for some reason more of a this is my dumb dwarf that signed up to be my servant. And so I'm going to show him a degree of affection and power.
Sure. Raoul, you doing okay over there, buddy? We saw you get blown.
Nope. All right. Did you see that landing?
It was pretty good.
Right.
I
See?
mean,
Yep. I'm just listening.
His
impressive.
deep shaft got blown.
Oh, yeah, Vara.
what? Kozik is gonna sit down on the grass and eat get into his backpack and eat a Luna bar or something here. There we go.
Delta, do you approve of your sister's use of that sexual innuendo?
Belgian
I
shrugs,
didn't think so.
nose deep in a book.
Neovara smiles like, listen. Of the pair of us, he might be the older, but I'm the more experienced with the outside world. So
For
I am the
sure.
one that gets to say that yes. But wait, are you doubting that I'm the one of us that's more experienced?
Not at all.
Do you see my brother?
But if you were the more experienced, how would you prove it? Huh?
As in I'm the one that was led outside the Underdark more. I obviously don't have the accent that he does. Meaning I was around more people than him.
Oh, that's why. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's my parents'
was-
accent, or
I was
my
just
guess.
nodding.
And she's like, you
Oh.
don't believe me.
Oh. What gave you that idea?
And she just clicks her tongue like, ugh, never mind.
A smile and looks at the elvish figures. Hey, thanks a lot for helping and being there with us during that. You two want some horse jerky?
They shake their heads.
Oh, okay, more for me.
That seems like offering them like a used handkerchief or something. Giving these beautiful creatures of the Fey realm some horse jerky.
She is going to hand them back the paper and pen, like, who are you guys anyway?
Hold
Joss
on.
sits down. And
I gotta send you what they write.
Joss sits down and chomps next to Kozik and leans back against the little pool.
Yeah, is there anything special about this water? Should we be collecting some of that, or is that kind of is it just kind of a puddle?
Levi and Dyad. She'll say out loud.
These are our two
I'll bet you. If you give me a gold, I'll drink the water and see what happens.
I bet you won't.
What?
Drink
You
it.
bet that I won't.
Yeah.
Of course I'll drink it. Haven't you seen me?
Then why aren't you drinking it?
Because in case it does something terrible and magical to me, I just want to get one gold out of it.
Chicken.
And he nods vigorously. Yeah.
You'll eat a spider.
Here.
Go and drink some water.
Oh, spiders are.
You drink
Spiders
pea
are great.
water.
We're in another world, and there
You
was
were in another world of the material plane. You're from hell.
there's an archfey and an archfey's cat walking on this water. I don't
Yes.
know what they did to it.
Says the demon to the drow.
Cat girl bathwater.
Who knows what touching this water could have done to it?
Neomar is just like, you are from the 9 hells. You
Yeah,
are from another world.
I understand the 9 hells. This I don't understand.
It's just the 9
Yeah.
hells on, like, you know how, like, people will say, black and white morality? What's the turn of phrase? There's black and white morality.
There's
Moral
absolute.
ambiguity versus evil.
No,
The problem of free will.
there's like another color scheme that people will use to describe morality. But like
shades of
on a
gray,
different. No. As in like
pastels.
red and blue morality, I guess might be the turn of phrase. But it's not that.
Reminds me too much of the politics back in hell.
She'll snort. And she's like, listen. We're like, you're used to, I guess, like, good versus evil. You know that? Think of it
Well,
like order versus freedom might be the axis of this morality.
for his patron.
Fae in general.
Oh, I see. So in that case, drink the water.
Or don't. You can ask the water if it wants to be drank.
Hey, good idea. Chob gets on his belly, sticks his face over the water, just whispers, "Water, can I drink you?" They listen
Give
very
me
closely.
a quick dex saving throw.
Oh, I love it.
see what I get.
Okay, 17.
Okay. Okay. So you're like, hey, water, can I drink you? And you see from the water sprout two pseudopods, and they
Whoa!
reach out, and they kind of grab onto the side of your head, and,
Oh.
and you can see it kind of form a little kissy face, and it gives you a big old
Oh.
smooch and disappears back into the water.
Oh, I wasn't ready. Oh.
Almost like
Shout out,
a Bugs
everybody.
Bunny cartoon.
Did you see that? Kind of
Impressive. Very impressive.
crawls back away from the water.
Yeah, don't drink that.
Why not?
Yeah.
And
I've
in
had
comes
enough.
Rahul back to the tree.
Need to get a better look at what's going on right now. I hear gagging. Just curious.
The
Rat
God, this whole
on the
world
deep
is like a
shaft
dream.
fluids.
Yeah, Vara. Getting filthier and filthier. You're enjoying this.
What gave you that impression?
Kozik, how do you feel about her using her name as a sexual innuendo like every 5 minutes?
I haven't even noticed. Sounds pretty natural to me. I like to hear my name. It's a good name, so
And Yavar just sort of bows her head like, see?
Is a good name. I agree with that.
well, I kind of fold up the wrapper to my Luna bar there and shove it in my pocket. And I get up from the grass and I say, "Well, should we continue on or should we go back?" I'm for moving forward.
You know, if I can get some answers about this freaking key, that would be cool. I really just grabbed it as kind of a last fuck you to my parents before I faked my death and left the hell realms. But
Give me a quick,
seems like it has.
actually give me 2 checks for as you're saying that.
Sure.
One being history and one being insight.
All right. History. Okay. 6.
Okay.
And insight.
22.
22. On the
Okay.
insight.
So you as you mentioned that, you think back to how you got the key. And something, I mean, maybe you didn't think about it at the time. Maybe the current events transpiring might have brought this thought forward. Maybe you really just didn't think about it. You were so busy trying to get away from home that you didn't really think twice. But the acquisitioning of this key, considering your disposition, right? Considering your situation, your lifestyle, it was easier to take this key than it was to get anything else.
Huh.
You had a harder time stealing, meals off the table than it was getting this key.
You had to fake your death to get away.
Shaw kind of thinks about that memory and is roused when she says that. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess I didn't tell everybody. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it took a lot of planning and had help from some friends. We yeah, faked my death so that I could escape. Shaw just kind of looks sad and looks back at the key.
You're
Anyway,
uncharacteristic. quiet, Mr. Cha.
Oh, yeah. Just thinking about this. Thinking about those times. It's not much to talk about. But yeah, I'm all for getting some answers, and maybe after that we can head back. Maybe we can see some wreckage of the weird moon ships.
We still have to get back to talk to the mayor as well, don't we?
Yeah, get some coin. Start building up the capital for my dance club.
Mhm.
Yep. Wait till you guys hear my idea for the dance club. Not going to share it right now, but just you wait. You'll love it. And you can all be my partners if you want.
I can't find the image. No. So, as you're mentioning that, what would you like to do?
I think we should set off. I mean, we should set off for this supposed forest.
Kozik, lead the way. You have the the graces of the local uh being. Again, well,
Court.
maybe she's local court.
Port.
Does that mean that we're in the unseelie realm here? Or she's been following us all over the plains.
I think there's a lot of different courts at play here in the Feywild.
That is
Kozik, you're
likely a
gonna have to
smart thought.
Kozik, you're gonna really need to consider how you interact if you meet anybody from the Sealy court. Okay? Just so you know, their archfey are mortal enemies with yours. Immortal enemies.
I'll try to play it cool. Act natural.
To the north!
Raul can scout ahead as much as he can from the air, so we don't end up being killed unawares or something.
Hey, thanks, Poise, for all your help and your incredible aged wisdom. It was very pleasant to sit by your pond and enjoy your presence, as bounded as it was. Maybe we'll see you again if you're infinitely bounded to all things.
Oh, I can move freely. That won't be a problem.
Wow. That's cool. Bound but free.
Can I not
Or
find it?
philosophy or something.
It's one image. Can't find where I put it on my computer. And you can kind of feel the ground rumble beneath you again. And let's see. So Raul, you've taken to the sky.
Yes.
Since you have the aerial view, you notice something. Something vastly different. You guys are not where you originally were.
Uh-oh.
The area, so essentially the area within the, this opening, this clearing that you guys are at, the pond, this whole section is moving. And as you kind of fly up and look around, you realize it's been moving the whole time.
I don't like that.
Moving how?
You see up there, Raul? Which way's north?
I don't know. Let's see. What do I see?
You see, it almost appears as if You guys are on the back of a giant turtle.
Oh. Turtle.
Huh?
Is
Would
this
appear so.
poised?
A turtle?
They've
Yes.
been on the turtle shell the whole time. They didn't even
Is-
notice.
It's moving?
In a direction.
It's been
Boys?
moving, not very quickly, albeit.
Boys, are you a giant turtle?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Cool. I'm glad you didn't tell us outright. That was kind of a fun little mystery.
You never asked.
True enough, there was a lot going on back there, to be honest.
So, Raul, the
Ooh.
thing that seems odd about this is a creature of this size, right? This is easily. Okay, let's draw a little. Let's see. Let's draw a line here so you kind of get an idea of the scale. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go. So, so this is easily 110 feet, and this is just to the point of the, from what you can see of the tree line. So this would be a good sized creature, but it moves through the forest as if it's like the trees that it's moving through. It's almost like it's just phasing through them, like it's unaffecting the landscape as it moves. It does not seem to be disturbing the terrain in any way. Very akin to, well, not really akin, but very similar to that of how that earth elemental was kind of moving freely through it. Like it was in its element and it was moving as if, it were earth. This is kind of moving as if it is forest.
Turtwig.
Bound but free. Incredible.
So, where are we going, big fella?
I was just going for a walk.
Boys, you got style.
I suppose. What a twist. Where is it you aim to go? To the mountain?
Yeah, wherever that place was you said up to the north, this creature, being, person, entity. You said it's treacherous though? Like is the being treacherous or just the way there? What have you heard?
Simply part of trials, I suppose.
Hmm.
Those who seek answers probably should be tested. Make sure they are worthy of the answer.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How you doing, Niavara?
Oh, you know.
And Raul,
Wild.
give me a perception check since you do have the high ground and you're looking around.
Didn't see it.
So you go to look around and let's see. Oh, I know. you hear a cackling sound, and you feel a gust of wind just kind of push you around.
God.
Oh. Oh no. That one.
And it just kind of, buffets you. It's just like it did before. Not really trying to knock you out the sky, but just, messing with you.
I hate this guy.
This guy. So what do you want to do? And I mean, it only happens, briefly, almost like like it was kind of passing by. It's like, oh, I can fuck with this guy real quick.
I'm gonna. Anybody else want to deal with this guy again?
It's all yours.
No way.
I'm just gonna go behind Zed.
Okay. So you just kind of hear it make a sound akin to giving you the raspberries, like, and then you see it just kind of fly off.
But go away.
You've got a new friend, Raul.
I hate it.
Was it knocked you out of a tree?
Terrorizing me everywhere I go. Can't wait to get out of this place.
Definitely not as adorable as Alan.
Because I'm adorable.
How many years have you lived here, Raul? Or do you not remember?
I don't know. Alan, how old are you?
How much time is a year in this place anyway?
And just like the last time he asked him, he starts counting fingers that he doesn't really have, little squirrel fingies.
Oh, that.
And and just like before, you see the gears turning, and they're churning real hard. But no, they're just churning. Yes.
Now. And I guess that's how long we've been here. I'm not sure. It seems to move a bit differently here.
Did any of this archface stuff rattle any memories of where you're from?
These mountains look familiar, but then oddly not familiar at all. This turtle, very unfamiliar.
Yeah, there's no way you would have forgotten something like this.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
So, yeah, because you're not flying right now. Okay. So yeah, the ground just kind of still rumbles beneath you every so often.
Al lays down and takes a little nap. Hands behind his head, feeling the rumbling. Slowly knocks him
As part of that,
out.
you guys see those little pseudopods kind of reach up out the water again. And an almost amorphous humanoid blob just kind of pops out of the water and just starts running north. That away.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, what? What's the? Huh?
I wish I had the image still. Wait, could it be? Actually, you know what? Since it's kind of running that way, as it runs past Cha, it reaches over to him and gives him a smooch on the lips and then keeps running.
Oh, what?
Almost like a splash of water on your face, just like.
Hey, who did that? You guys,
what?
you're all a bunch of pranksters. We should be called the Merry Pranksters.
You know what? Based on nothing else making sense here, it was a blob of water that looked like a person that ran out of the oasis there, kissed you on the mouth, and then kept running through the forest.
You
Now
don't have
tell
to
me,
make up
after everything
stories.
we've seen today, you would not believe that.
You don't have to make up stories. That you can just come and kiss me whenever you want. Go back to sleep.
Oh, it's gone.
You heard it. I have permission.
Image is gone. It was deleted at some point. Now.
Oh, and I believe you.
So, did anybody want to investigate running creatures or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, should we chase it? Did it seem like okay, let's chase it. Ready? Go!
So it was running north.
Yep.
Can
I'm
we still
happy to
see it,
stay where I am.
or is it out of sight?
Well, depends on if you chase it.
Yeah, let's chase it.
Mm.
We're gonna chase the little water temptress.
Well, I don't want to run off the back of this turtle.
Just keep your eyes open. Don't run off of it. Come on, let's go. Let's go
All right.
frolic with the smoochy water creature. Niavara, everybody want to join?
I'm
It's a
staying.
little exercise. Does a cartwheel, somersault. Come on. Does a backflip and front flip. You sure?
I mean, it's a. You know what? Give me performance because you're back flipping. Watch it be in that one. Damn,
Nice. 17.
That was a pretty convincing
Yeah.
backflip. It's
Impressive
like
enough that it'll join you.
All
It's-
right.
it's like that scene. It's like that scene in crap I just had in my head where he's like, "Come on, Charlie, come on."
You mean the unicorn?
That was a different movie. It was a Dave Chappelle movie.
Charlie. What's your spleen?
Oh man, they stole my kidneys.
Nice. How
I
about
can't find that
Charlie and
image. I
Chocolate
hate it. I
Factory?
can't find it.
Snozzberries taste like snozzberries.
All right. So you chase after a little Uzi dude man's.
Hey, get back here, Uzi. I want another smoochies. Sweetwater. Get back here, Sweetwater. Where'd you go? Man, we're running around on a turtle. This is cool.
All right. So who's chasing, who's not?
Niavara is sitting and just chatting up the elves, like asking them questions.
I guess I'm going with they convinced me with all the fucking frolicking and whatever.
Okay. Oh, what is the next best quote from our famed deep shaft? Fucking frolicking.
So he's kind of going behind while Shaw is definitely the most energetic member of the team, but I'm following behind too.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's just kind of more or less plodding through this forest, like, you know.
All right, split party, got it.
Yep.
I was jumping up onto trees and flipping off of limbs. Yay! I've had such an
So-
interesting relationship with water in these worlds since I left the hells.
So apparently
Don't
the
get to
image I
love
had
water.
for it, no am work. So I'm just gonna use something that has slightly greenish tint to it because it's a green. Actually, it's water. We'll just nah, that's too ominous. I'm just gonna use this. It's much smaller. I don't know how to shrink it. I'm just using it because it has some blue in it.
Yeah. Aquatic.
And it's kind of gone up this way. It's going over here. It's going over here.
Smoochy, smoochy, Sweetwater.
Running this way.
Oh, don't play coy.
It runs past Niavara. Actually, you know what?
Yamara.
As it passes Niavara, it runs up and gives her a watery smooch too, and then keeps going.
You got one too. I can see it.
Niavara looks disgusted.
And then it
Right.
I
disappears.
know what it's like. Touch the water.
It disappears behind this rock.
Let's sneak up on it.
What the fuck are we watching, Zed?
Uh, fucking Charl got kissed by some water blob, and I guess we're trying to find it.
Oh, all right. Guess
No, we're frolicking.
I guess that makes sense.
It's
Yeah, as
okay.
much sense
It
as it
doesn't
would.
make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but it's a lot more pleasant than being paralyzed by an archfey, let me tell you.
Well, yeah, all right. I'm with you on that
This isn't
then.
the worst part of my day.
Ooh. Oh man, where did it go?
Behind the rock
Did I find it? I
It's
did.
not here.
after it bothered me.
It bothered me. Oh, this
Come
party
out,
has
come
fun.
out wherever you are. Give me
Wait.
another big wet one.
Another
you-
big wet one for your deep shaft.
Oh my goodness. Niavara. You know, I'm just suggestive. You're like pornographic. Okay.
It's not
Like,
my fault that it's his
goodness.
name.
I'm gonna tell your brother the way you've been speaking today.
You
Oh, and
should
what
be
is he gonna do?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Gonna scold you probably with one of those books he's got.
Again, I question what you
Yeah,
guys
she's
think
the
my
older one.
relationship with him is.
The older one. She can do what she wants.
No, I'm the younger one.
Oh, you're younger. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Cha, where that, it disappeared around that rock, and the only thing there is a little tiny globule of water. It's a perfectly shaped sphere. That's probably the size of your hand.
Look
Put-
at you.
Put it
You
in a
trying to
jar.
hide.
Take it with you.
Trying to hide. Come here, Smoochie. Targo walks over to it, bends down and gives it a kiss.
It bobbles.
Oh, you're so adorable.
Please tell me that this is gonna be yet another companion that we're adding to the party.
That's a great idea, Zed.
Mittens licks its paws in the distance.
You want to come with us, Sweetwater?
So you pick it up and you try and move it. It does not move. It's almost like it's suspended in space.
Oh,
It's actually hovering there.
I bet that other cat will come with us there, Shaw.
no. Archway cats. No. But Sweetwater here. I'll start like caressing the globule in the air. You're such a sweet water.
That's for later.
So it can't be moved at all.
Doesn't
Oh,
appear to
see?
be.
His hand right through it. Doesn't do it.
Okay, it did
Right.
load. Okay. Whew.
for the sake of trying something, Zed's gonna take a bit of rope out of his pocket and probably, you know, measure out. It hasn't made any cuts yet, but measure out probably uh maybe 24 inches or so some of this rope, and then he's gonna walk over to this glob and see if he can tie some of this rope around it.
Oh.
The rope goes right through it as if just water.
Hmm.
How about you ask it if you can take it with you?
Sure. Sweetwater, do you want to come with us? Or do you want to stay here? I don't think that it talks. It doesn't talk.
Well, then you can just say, "Can you come with me?"
I wonder if I drank it, if I could like float. You know how I
Ugh.
can like float here? If I just sucked it all up, then maybe it'd be in my stomach forever and I could fly. Oh my god, it's just like my childhood dreams.
To eat things is to be able to fly?
Sure.
I have so many questions about your childhood. And a right hook for your parents, probably.
Yeah, that is for fucking sure. But I could dream my childhood. You dreamy little Sweetwater, you. Don't worry, I won't drink you. Not unless you
Yeah,
give me consent.
you're turning out shockingly like that weird guy that was in the Underdark who wanted to get eaten.
Oh, right. What is his name? Devin? Irvin?
Vorfan69, I don't know.
What? What? 69? What's that?
A very special enchantment that I'm not liable to share with the class.
You're
Secret
being
knowledge.
naughty again, aren't you? Naughty. I can see it.
There it is. I found it.
You know, despite the tremendous, horrifying archfey entities, various vines trying to grapple and destroy our friends, this place is very pleasant. I like it. We found our
So,
friend Raoul,
so
the giant
Cha,
turtle.
Raul, and Zed, give me perception checks.
I can say it's almost as soon as we start saying, "Oh, this place is really nice," is when it turns to shit.
uh, sixes.
Raul and Zed,
Three sixes.
you swear, you absolutely swear that you can hear the sounds of cows mooing. And it's emanating from this weird globe.
From the water orb.
Yep.
Wow.
Moo, moo,
Uh,
moo, 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 moo.
there's no. It's not. Zed's gonna kind of massage his temples. It's not like this day is gonna get any weirder. Please tell me that someone else can hear fucking cow moos coming from that little globe of water.
What? Are you crazy from Sweetwater?
I
It's just a
believe I
blob of
am going
water.
crazy, Chaw. At this point, I've got nothing.
This land is pretty crazy.
I
Kind of
wonder
fun crazy.
if it's like a milk elemental.
You hear it too?
What?
I do.
Okay. Chaw, maybe you should drink it.
You hear cows and I'm right next to it. I can't hear anything. You guys.
Have you ever had cow milk, Chaw?
Cow milk? No, we read about it.
Well, this might be your chance, because that little bit of
This
water
is
there is making noises like a cow.
this is milk. That would milk?
Doesn't look
Milk is.
like it.
You want me to drink it now that it's making moo sounds?
You know, at this point, my rational brain has not understood a bit since we've been here. So, uh, for me to tell you what I think you should do based on my, good conscience and uh, normal rational thinking, that almost doesn't make sense anymore. I feel like we go with the thing that makes the least sense and see where it takes us.
Fair enough. Toss sticks his face into the water globule. Doesn't drink it. He just sticks his face in it and just kind of opens his eyes and is like looking through the water globule with his face in it.
You look through, and there's a. When you open your eyes, you're not where. Well, at least your face is, or your vision is not where it was. You'd expect it to be in a globe of water. No, no, no. It's revealed a big, open, green field. Almost like pastures. Oh,
This
it's
piece
not
of
water. It's like you stuck
background
your
is
head through a portal of some kind. And the mooing is much
Whoa.
louder. As if it's
that's
coming
weird.
from in here.
Drink it.
Uh, so it's not water now. It's like his head is just in another world.
To everybody else, it looks like your head's dunked in water. To you, it's another world.
So his head is in another world in a pasture looking at cows.
Oh, you don't see cows, you hear them though. It's pretty dark out.
I was just like, what? Epic. And then pulls his face out of the water and then sticks it back in again.
Same
As
thing,
though
Oh, what
except
did you just think? Oh, okay.
this time, you do see a cow. But it's not the
oh,
cow you think. It's a cow standing on two legs.
oh, holy
And
cow.
it's holding halberd. And then you see
Oh
several of them.
shit.
Here, let me get you an image.
Did we just find the mythical cow level?
And then several. And many.
No. Gotta go in.
Oh my god, we're in the middle of a cow war. Look at that adorable little face.
I
Cha
love
Cha
this reference, by the way.
Cha pulls his head out again. This is sort of a loss for words. And he gestures to Zed to come and stick his face in the water. Look, 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 look.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget to open your eyes when you stick your head in there.
All right. Dad's gonna
Uh,
step over and gonna take a deep breath, and he's gonna slowly just push his face into the water.
You see the same thing. First, it's like one cow that kind of walks past, and then you see a couple, and then you see many, and you just see a sea of halberds and cows. And they're just all mooing randomly.
Are they aware of us?
Nope. If you were to, it definitely seems like if you were to go in, you'd probably catch them unawares.
All right. Zed's gonna pull his head back out of the water. All right. Yeah, there's some weird shit going on. There's
You saw
put
it.
my head in there.
You saw it.
I put my head in there. It's like a field, just green
Yes.
field. It's nighttime, and
Yeah.
there's cows that are walking on two legs, and they've got weapons.
Yeah.
Okay,
No joke, everybody.
okay.
That was
So
real.
I'm not going crazy. Charles not going crazy. Again, my suggestion: we do the thing that makes the least sense. We all go through this water portal.
Oh.
Ugh.
Uh,
On the one hand, I
You
viscerally
love
hate the
science.
suggestion. On the other hand, from the perspective of their morality being different than us and their axes of existence being stranger, you know what? Sure, if you can manage to go through that portal, I will jump in right behind you.
I'm gonna attempt to jump off of the rock and nosedive into the ball of water that Shaw's holding.
That's how you break your neck, but good luck.
Oh.
I mean, he did fall off a tree and didn't break his neck. This is not nearly as tall.
Diving into small puddles of water is something I was warned about as a child.
All right, well, Raul, so when you go to dive into it, it actually expands to fit your features.
Oh.
Sploosh.
Well,
I think as he goes through, and I can roll whatever you want for it, but Zed's gonna try. He's gonna notice that this thing expands because he's standing right there, and he's gonna try and just grab onto like Raoul's foot or ankle and get dragged in with him.
I mean, Raul, do you let him?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
and
Alright, here
Chop,
we go.
same thing. As Zed is sucked in, he just grabs the back of his leg.
Like a twing.
Yeah, let's go.
Niavara.
Was going to sigh dramatically and then one foot after the other and sort of slide in like she doesn't want to jump into the pool.
And Kozik, did you want to join the chain gang?
yeah, I mean, I guess I was given the advice that I'll never be lost again, so I might as well get in there.
All right, so do you grab on to who's the last one in? Zed?
That would have been Cha.
No,
Cha.
Cha. Do you
Chop's
grab on to
last
Cha's ankle and go in, or do you kind of have a little more grace and poise?
Hey, this could be graceful. Never know.
I try to have some grace and poise as I sort of duck in there. I don't know.
one.
All right. So
We're filled with
everybody
grace around here. So much grace.
steps into the portal. Nope, that wrong tab. Okay. So
The mythical cow level.
as you guys, well, ever so gracefully step through, yeah, those of you who are part of the chain gang. See, normally I would have said it'd been funnier if you guys like all fell on top of each other, like, getting dumped out of a bag. But Raul did pretty good on his acrobatics, so I'll leave that up to Raul. As the leader of as the ball to this chain, would you opt to just kind of fall on your face or, land gracefully?
I want the portal to come out of the ground, so when we jump in, gravity flips. We go up into the air.
I'm okay with this.
Cool.
Yep. It's almost like you guys have been upchucked out of the ground.
Nice.
Yep. And y'all
Bring
just
back
kind of fall on top of each other.
Good memories of Portal 1 and 2.
And you guys are now in a big open field for the most part. There seems to be like some wooden, maybe some old wooden, I don't know, building maybe in the distance. But there's a lot of these bipedal cows. They don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Mr. Dorf, you speak to animals. Talk to them.
I speak to animals.
Yeah. You were talking all kinds of stuff back
Yeah,
there.
you were talking to everything
Oh.
all the way here.
Go for it.
I mainly just speak to cats and things. I call out well, but I do have some experience with oxen, which kind of are like these guys. Um,
Oh, hold on, hold. Should we? They got weapons,
And
and
you
they're
also
standing on
notice,
two
you know, where you
legs.
landed, there's a couple of like stone walls that you could probably duck behind real quick.
But what if we get them on our side and then we got an army of battle moves to go fight whatever this lady that's talking in Kozik's head is?
we don't want to fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I thought we was trying to fight her this whole time.
Shaw makes the like,
I wasn't sure.
cut symbol on his neck. He's like shaking his head. He's like, poor Raoul.
Well, I'm down to duck behind the wall rather than talk to them. I want to hide.
I'm just saying, maybe not yell out quite yet.
Okay, let's watch him. Is
So you
there a
got-
roof on this structure?
Did ev-
Or
Yeah,
you
Did
said the
everyone make-
structure's in the distance, or
Yeah, it's in the distance. You definitely have to
So
make your
we're-
way through a field of, moose.
so we're just in the field and they're ahead of us. We don't have anything blocking us.
Nope, not really. Maybe some old rickety fence posts here and there. But
Okay, maybe
you're
we
you're
can
you're
duck
far
down.
enough away that you can see them, but maybe their vision's just terrible.
Hey, duck down, let's see what happens.
As if to say you have an improved light radius or something.
Oh. What do you think they're doing? Why do they have weapons?
Also, give me a stealth check, everybody, if you're hiding behind the wall and not standing out there in the open.
Why are they walking like the humanoids?
I'm not one to judge. I walk like a humanoid.
Sure. Oh
Aye,
boy.
but given the fact that you got wings there, Raoul, it would
Two.
be kind of weird
Oh,
if
I
you
need
were
dwarf
walking on
for-
all fours.
I could say
Oh, right,
Veldros.
granted. That.
Use my inspiration. Yeah, it did. Shucks.
I have an inspiration from last week I didn't use.
Yeah,
Can
I
I
got one
give
as
it?
well.
Can I give it to?
Yep.
I'll do that.
You know what? I was thinking instead I could just cast pass without trace on everybody.
Casting is verbal and semantic. That makes noise.
I see. Okay. I'll take the inspiration. Thank you very much, Raul.
No problem.
Else.
1, 2. One more to break.
Go. Oh,
A little better.
I guess.
All right.
All right, Kozik, do you want an inspiration?
+5 to stealth.
I guess. Do I have an inspiration from the recap?
Yep.
Oh
okay.
shit, I didn't think about that.
So what does that mean that I get to do? Just
Just
re-roll
roll another
it?
d20. It basically lets you, potentially do better. Potentially do worse. Who knows?
Well, go
Yeah,
with
sometimes you do worse.
and
Wow.
I'll chalk off that inspo.
All those recaps.
I mean, you get them. I mean, it's a resource that's meant to be spent. So it's still just, Yeah, 9.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, Cha, you're kind of, you're the one who's like, I want to cast a spell. And you're kind of just being, they're talking and being loud. And Kozik is, I don't know, what are you doing to not be very stealthy?
I don't know. I dropped my I dropped my keys, and I'm like, ah, and I try to put them back in my pocket. And as I kind of am like ducking down behind the wall, kind of grumbling and like, ugh, my shoes untied, and I'm kind of doing something with that. All my leather goods are going creak, creak, creak.
All right. So, as you two are making all this noise, one of the moo cows
Be
turns
quiet,
in your
Kozik.
direction.
Why are you so noisy, Kozik? My God.
Moo.
Oh,
And it starts to begin searching the area.
if you just don't move, they can't see you. Just don't move.
They have frog DNA.
Do this. Moo.
Just don't move.
It practically walks to the other side of the wall that you're ducked behind, that everybody's ducking behind, and looks around. It scratches its horns. Moo. 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 And then it turns around and goes back to the herd.
Holds in a laugh while it's doing that.
Moo. Moo. And off in the distance, you see another kind of hole in the ground appear. And some unfortunate individual, looks like they're in like commoner's clothes. They have a dagger. They look like the epitome of like the biggest example of a level 1 rogue you've ever seen. Wait a minute. We'll check some. Da, 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 da. Yep. Like some low tier rookie thiefing looking character pops out of another portal. But unfortunate for them, it's right in the middle of the herd. And the herd just goes, moo, moo. And they chop that poor bastard to shreds.
Oh shit!
They poured it in, and then we're just like assassinated.
Telefragged.
Wow.
All right. I don't know whose idea it was to talk to them, but they're an idiot. Don't do that.
Jeez, they're just going around murdering people that are popping out of water portals.
I mean, he looked a little bit, I'm gonna do an
Wait.
insight check because I'm curious what's going on.
You're saying that the thief guy deserved it?
No,
That's no.
I'm saying play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
So what are you trying to divine from the insight?
What set them off? Just the appearance, or was it like something specific?
Just the
Did
appearance.
he just get too close?
Like a territorial creature. Well, a territorial herd. They all turned, looked at him, and just moo. Just immediately went to the attack. Like I'd even say like a couple of them turned and pointed at him.
Can I try and recall knowledge and see if I know what these guys are?
So let's see. So you're trying to determine what kind of a creature they are?
Yeah, do I know what it is?
You can give me a nature check. Or an arcana check, I suppose. 2 different bits of information.
They are the same. thing.
Them's cows. Well, bulls, because they have the horns.
Them's cows.
Them's bulls.
Bulls.
Them's bulls with halberds. And they're standing up, which probably indicates there's some semblance of, maybe sentience, or they just learned how to stand up just so they can wield halberds.
Bulls deep. And Mr. Deep Shaft.
Oh my God, Neopara. You're
we
notorious.
don't want to get bulls deep in that herd.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Mr. Deep Shaft.
Oh my gosh.
We don't want to get bulls deep. Lanced and pierced.
You have been plane shifting for too long, Neopara.
She'll smile, bright. Like, listen, again. You should change his name. I do it all the time. It's fun.
Are these cows they're large creatures, I bet, huh?
Yeah, they're definitely on the large side.
Oh,
Large, meaty bulls.
I would say that that Niavara could maybe do one of her little things and look like one of them, and I don't know, do something.
Oh, but does Kozik say that out loud? Because does Kozik know?
We've seen
Guys
you
want to go
change into
break these bulls?
different things.
No, you haven't. Niavara has been hiding this actively.
I feel
What?
like
That's not true.
We were in the cave and you looked like something else, and then you looked like something else.
Yeah, you had a conversation with Cha about how the magic that changes your shape and stuff.
What? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
We know
Niavara will be like,
we don't
oh.
know that you're a shapeshifter at all. But we know that you can cast magic that shapeshifts you.
She looks admittedly a little bit surprised to have the suggestion before she snaps her finger like, right. Of course.
And Cha's like, I could do it too. We could do it together. You want to work out something?
On the
Know what
one
you're gonna
hand,
do.
I like where your head's at, Kozik. On the other hand, if I fail, I don't want to get, chopped in half and torn apart.
Okay. Say we'll be right behind you, but maybe not.
There's a bunch of murdering bulls out there. You want to go break them bulls?
No, I do not want to go bust my ball.
I could just fly over the top of them and just kind of be right out of their reach above them. And just see what they're doing.
The game plan. Are they bad? Are they evil? Are we trying to destroy them or join them? What the hell is happening?
You know
Came
what?
into this realm, and I don't really know what's going on, but we're here. It's like a Far Side comic over there or whatever, and that's all I know. We're hiding.
You know what? I'm going to make the attempt, but the coward's way of doing it. And so she casts disguise self, but at the exact same time, she's actually shape-shifting.
Using her innate abilities.
Oh yeah.
I'll do it too. And
She's like, no. I'm not actually saying we do this. Because remember, I can also do this. And she invokes her duplicity. Cuts herself in half. And
cool. Wow.
A double of Niavara pops up in her new form. And she's like, I can talk like this. So I can send the illusion out to talk with them.
Okay. You want to send one too? Do you need any backup? I can cast an illusion behind it or something.
Niavara scratches and she's like, see, as this is a perfect illusion,
You're so elitist.
she smiles. I'm very good at my job.
Fine, go do your job then.
If you're in a
Jeez.
if you're talking about killing someone, I'm not going to question your abilities.
Hey, what if you? We've done this before and it worked. And hear me out. What if you took Chaw's staff, you fashioned some sort of like blade at the end of it, so you'd blend in with all these cow folk. You don't have
Niavara's
a weapon,
illusion
right?
tries to take a staff and it goes straight through it.
Oh
It
my
doesn't
goodness.
it doesn't hold anything.
Shit.
It just looks
Well-
like me.
If it looks like you, why don't you hold the staff then?
I'm not
And-
going out there is my
That's
point.
what she doesn't
I'm
want to
sending
do.
the
Headshot,
fake one
man.
out there.
If
This
it
thing
looks
only
like
lasts-
you and you hold the staff, then it will also have a staff. Right?
Okay, listen, she's got the right idea. It's reconnaissance. If she sends it out there, maybe she can understand what their intentions are.
What if
Then
they
we decide if
question
we're going-
where'd your weapon go, and then they send him to high command to get chastised?
Then
Well,
it
then it's an
disappears
illusion
when we start running.
You also
Yeah.
realize that you guys have no idea what these cows are saying amongst themselves. They're just saying moo. Does anybody
Yeah.
know moo as a language?
Cow?
It's
Speak
just gonna
cow.
send the illusion
check.
into the crowd.
So it's the illusion of Niavara, right?
Yeah. The illusion of Niavara as a cow. Correct.
Classic.
Give me a
So-
deception. Go on, Zed.
I was just gonna say, at this point, Zed's gonna pull out his belaying pin and just kind of gesture to the rest of the party. As a last
Oh
resort, I got this. This
my
is
God.
former crewmate of mine. This is his wooden leg. It's a gentleman named Wirt. So we got Wirt's leg here, just in case.
These cows better be pretty stupid.
They
You
seem
mean-
to be.
With a 3 against a 7.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
So
Moo.
Moo,
Oh,
Moo.
moo.
oh,
Moo.
Like a couple of cows
Uh-oh.
turn to the illusion. Moo.
oh,
Moo.
Oh, moo.
no.
It nods. Moo, 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 and it waves the illusion over.
The illusion trots forward.
Moo, 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 moo.
Uh-huh.
And
They can go up to
they
100.
appear to be kind of poking the body of this whoever it was. It's essentially there's really no identifying pieces of the body at this point. They chopped the shit out of this person, and they're just kind of looking. They're looking where he popped out, and they're just kind of a couple of them still have halberds aimed at, wherever he popped out at. Moo, 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 moo.
Moo, moo, moo.
How's it going? How's it going out there? What do they say?
I don't speak their language. I'm just going to make the court-ordered suggestion that we start moving away from the cow things that are aggressive.
I think we should kill and eat them.
There are many of them, and not many of us, and they are distracted.
How
My
many are
illusion
there?
will pop if I leave 120 feet radius of it. So we're
Oh.
just gonna start walking this way.
So the illusion, I mean, then you see through the illusion, right?
Huh?
I mean, you can see the house you can see the wooden structure from here.
We have to go around if we're gonna get to the wood structure. We have to go around them. To sneak
So
around them.
here's my bold idea. Niavara is going to have her illusion gesture at something over there, like try and urgently say, like, look over there.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we'll
And
keep this
then-
we'll keep this deception comparison.
Chaw's
But
gonna
you know what?
cast thaumaturgy wherever she pointed and make like a weird sound and cast minor illusion and show like another freaky little rogue person standing over there.
Well, first thing, just out of morbid curiosity. Roll me another deception. I've already locked in the decision, but I just kind of want to see what could.
Niavara or Cha?
Niavara. Yeah, it figures. So, but I was still gonna stick with the 7 versus 3. So now it's Cha doing a deception because you are definitely trying to, make noise over there. Moo, moo.
Okay.
How many of the cows are there?
I mean, right now, just because of their sheer size and the fact that, you're smaller than they are, I mean, you count at least 12.
And
Moo! They point at the illusion.
Cha immediately casts Pass Without a Trace on everybody.
Niavara's illusion's going to start running over towards Cha's thaumaturged rogue.
Yeah, that's what they're pointing at, the rouge.
And Niavara's gonna be like, all right, let's fucking move. Let's go. Hop to it.
So
Okay.
I'll even say, because you guys planned it out, your illusion started heading towards the other illusion first, and it basically, there's a stampede of, which is probably terrifying. Now that you think about, when you think about it, it's a stampede of bipedal cows wielding halberds charging at an illusion of a rogue. As a stampede is bad enough, imagine the stampede with halberds.
Niavara is metaphorically, like, sort of going, ew, and drawing her collar away from her neck.
Scary. All right, we can sneak right past them. Cha moves. He speaks in infernal. Little tendrils of purple energy come off of his fingers as he makes symbols and gestures in the air. They all get +10 to a stealth roll.
Go.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay.
So you guys planning to head to this structure as the cow pastures have now begun to move?
Correct.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, I think Zed's gonna point out that, based on what I was asking a second ago, I just keep in mind, if we do have to get in a fight, we're outnumbered about 2 to 1 at least.
I like those odds.
That's why we're running.
That's right. But run stealthily.
+10?
But yeah,
That's
how do
right.
we do this?
So roll a
Just-
normal stealth check and
Yeah.
then add
And
10
just
to
add
it.
10? Okay, yeah, fair. Nope.
Nice. Oh,
All right.
Wait, what?
a natural one was.
That doesn't make sense at all.
Bear
That's
in
the
mind,
+10.
Niavara still looks like a cow.
Cool. Okay. So we
All right,
Of all
so
the
wait,
people to
so hold
fail.
on.
1, 2,
So
a
hold on.
22,
3 successes.
I
a
still
33, a 16, nat 1, and a 32.
I mean, it was a
I-
grouped stealth check, so.
Niavara trips on
Okay.
her hooves.
does anyone need an inspiration?
1.
It's
Nope,
a group
because-
check. Okay.
Based
So
on the
I'm kind
outcome
of I'm kind of counting it as the nat 20 canceled out the nat 1 as a group stealth check,
Yes.
because that would have been 2 successes versus 2 failures. So all in all, succeeded.
All right.
Because like you said, that's a 22, which would succeed. A nat 20, which I'd count as 2. There's a 16 even with Kozik, rolling low. And then the nat 1, which counts as nat 20. So yeah, you guys succeed. So you guys make it to this wooden structure. It kind of just looks like, as you get close to it, it looks like logs just kind of stacked up on top of each other. Not even really much of a structure, right? Like just a makeshift, holding area, a pen or something. You don't really see any signs of a door on this side.
Check the whole thing out.
You walk around and there is indeed an opening. And inside, yeah, because there's not really a door. It's just an opening. An opening big enough for a cow standing on two legs with a halberd to fit in and out. But inside, you notice that there is one cow, and it has a crown and a golden halberd, and it's sitting on a stool, kind of in a thoughtful pose. Moo?
Maybe we
Moo.
can stop there because I need to head off.
Yep. I was actually gonna end with that. Like the
Wow.
it was gonna have something to say, but then I realized that you guys had such good stealth checks, so it doesn't even notice you're in there. So it kind of perks his head up like moo, but then shrugs. Moo. And it actually kind of looks around a little bit and exhales. These damn cows all over the place. Being the king ain't easy. I
It
swear.
actually, it talks in basic.
Yep.
Galactic common. Right.
And that's what in session is. You guys probably have to figure out what you want to say or do because you have the drop on it.
Nice. Good job, everybody.
I have had this ready in my head for quite a while. Because you remember that time a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Has any of you guys played Diablo 2?"
I do remember you saying that.
I do.
And then I went and watched the honest trailers on Diablo 2 because I never played it.
So yeah. Unless people want to keep going, but I know Cha has to go.
Yes, Pete, please feel free if you want to keep going. I just need to. I'm working.
Yeah, I'm currently suffering from a very bad case of hiccups.
That's your
Yes,
reason not to
right.
play.
To stop.
I mean, plus the original time was supposed to be 7 to 10, so I was like, hey,
Oh my God.
Yeah, we had a good session.
Yeah, and in the future, I need to leave from like 10 to 10:30. But if you all want to keep playing, I'm totally cool with it. And I'll catch up on the recaps if you're all feeling like you just want to keep.
Yep, and I've been getting much better at remembering to get the videos up on the Ubes tubes for archive
Okay,
purposes.
then I can watch it too if I have to go. Good job, everybody. That was fun.
Hell
That was a
yeah.
good one.
Wild and wacky.
I'm fighting off a cold, so I was kind of quiet more or less today, but yeah, I enjoyed it. As always.
Awesome.
Yeah. Feel better. Have a great week, everybody. You're awesome.
And you said,
Okay.
Cube, you're going out of town this weekend, but you'll be back.
Yeah, so I should be back on that Tuesday, so I should be good because my
Okay.
flight comes in pretty early. So
Yeah, we know. Ah, there it goes.
kind of, sorta.
Yeah, I have a broken tooth. That's why I was so quiet. So I got a list of the talk.
Oh shit.
Ouch.
Don't worry. Cha's plenty noisy for everybody.
Except
Cha-
for when you
Sorry.
cast Pass Without a Trace.
Niavara is also at this point kind of chatty. It feels like. Oops.
Character development.
Sorry, I'm trying to rein it in.
I enjoy the conversations and banter back and forth and stuff like that. I played in a lot of games where people only talk when it's their turn during combat, so it's very enjoyable.
Your audio sounds
Oh,
like you're in front of a fan now.
I know. It
It's
sounds like you're
it's
like an
weird.
anime character or something.
Like, oh,
Robot.
you turned off your voice filter finally, and this is your real voice. Like,
Your eldritch voice.
The robot character in a 2000s cartoon.
Totally. I'm looking at this animated CGI cow with the halberd, and I'm like, that's totally the voice for it.
Yeah, I couldn't find the original image I had for it because it was like a little ooze guy like running, and I had it on my computer, but I could never find it. It's one of those things like you can never find it when you're looking for it.
You're gonna find it now after the fact.
Probably. I'm just gonna open up this folder here. Okay, no, it's not in this folder. Worth a shot.
As soon as this game's closed is what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, probably. But
right
yeah.
on.
Alright, awesome.
Fun
Bye, guys.
stuff. Have a great
Yeah,
week.
safe
Out.
trip to everybody.
Hey.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Safe trip. Everyone feel better. Adios.
Adios.
Ciao.
Bye. Alrighty. That was a neat little session. Lots happened. Character insight and
All right,
more
I just ended up
information.
my stream.
Yep, I'm wrapping mine up. And it was fun. So with that, start So yeah, appreciate y'all being here and watching, hanging out. I appreciate all of that, and I appreciate having the ability to run this game. I've wanted to do this pretty much when I first started streaming, so dreams come true. It's, you know, as small as a dream may be, but dreams. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good morning, evening, or whatever is in between for you. And for those of you on the YouTubes, because I'm definitely going to be uploading this. It's a much smaller video, so it'll be quicker for me to get it up there. I hope you enjoyed the show and look forward to another one next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. And we will be back at it. I'll have more maps, and they'll get to explore the secret cow level. And perhaps get some loot out of it too. We'll see. Depending on how things go. So, with that, I will catch you guys on the next time. Appreciate y'all being here. And I am shining out because I got a lot of stuff to get ready for my trip out of town. Things to do. All right. Have yourselves a good one. Bye. The Fallen, Episode 13.